still got hit. Yeah, too much time. Your purpose here is not to hurt anybody. Your purpose is defending yourself and defending others. In my school, which is the study of ninjutsu, my students are learning the art of ninjutsu. Now, there's two terms that's used. We use the term ninjutsu and shinobi no mono, or shinobi jutsu, which is, shinobi is the shadow warrior, or the way of the shadow warrior, or the art of the shadow warrior.
فلعلك باخع نفسك على آثارهم إن لم يؤمنوا
Underneath the Atoko Mosque, located in Brooklyn, an unorthodox martial arts school exists.
Allahu Akbar.
They are learning ninjutsu, an ancient martial arts once practiced by ninjas during feudal Japan.
Allahu Akbar.
I would say I have, combined with children, adults, and females, I have over 50 students here in this class primarily. You know, it was something that was amazing to us because of the approach and the concepts and the principles and the basic rulings that ninjutsu was basically governed by. You know, the different the physiological part of it, the mental logic, the spiritual part of it. Even though it has the concept of war, you know, and it's not, that's the extreme aspect, you know, in terms of warfare, in terms of fighting, like on battlefields. But the concept, we modified the concept for the street. Don't go in and come out. You don't pick your opponent in the street. And your opponent could be comprised of a small, big, you know, different sizes, different frames, and what have you. So, you know, so that's why I mix it up. That's why when I do pair off, you know, my students, I may pair off a big guy, a big student with a small student, because that's the nature of the street. That's the mentality that exists in the street. Somebody's always stronger than you, but if you use science, leverage, physics, you know, balance, centering, you know, how to off-center your opponent, you know, physics-wise, it doesn't matter how big that person is.
I think it makes you like more confident because like the more you practice, the more you feel stronger and you feel like you're able to like express yourself in like a new way.
It is definitely a way of life. It helps you to balance yourself.
Why don't I be in and try to protect my family when I grow up and my children?
I mean, this class has definitely really helped me physically, mentally.
If you understand the nature of gravity, you understand the magnetic force that you're dealing with, that, you know, because this is what, you know, the Japanese understood, the Chinese understood. That's why they have a centering, you know, centering aspect. They knew where the center was, right? And they knew how to relate to that center, how to take advantage of it. And one thing you learn about ninjutsu in most arts is that you overcome as many obstacles. You know, you never give in to obstacles. You never give in to, you know, to hardship. So the era that we live in, the atmosphere, and it's in an extreme case of Islamic phobia, where there's anti-Islamic sentiments and anti-Muslim sentiments, and Muslims are being attacked outwardly, you know, and the increase of violence against Muslims is escalating. So I teach my students to be aware. How can I help you, sir? The term is, the nin is an ambiguous term. It means patience. It means patience, but then when it's extended and expounded on respect to fighting, there's a lot of principles that's involved. You know, patience, you know, the reason for patience is because the ninja, you know, they were primarily people who dealt with surveillance and spying and so forth and gathering intelligence and things of that nature, right? But they had the physical part was, you know, basically to protect themselves, to be able to ward off. You can see it's the same principles, Islamic principles, the precepts of how to be good and how to deal with others and, you know, being kind and all these other, being humble, so forth. So these principles do exist. So the martial art principles that I that basically espouse comes from my religion. And like I said, some of it I research, and there's no conflict there. It is basically harmonized.